Hey, songwriters, welcome back. It's now our second episode of How to Write a Song 10 minutes at a time. And we're going to start where we left off last episode, where we were just finishing up pulling titles out of the free writing that I did. If you missed the last episode, make sure you go back and watch episode 1 here on the channel, because you'll see that the whole idea of this is to show you that even if you only have 10 minutes to write, you can get quite a bit of stuff done, and it can help you spark creativity and help you write more songs. And if you like some of my techniques and what I'm teaching, you can definitely check out my meetup group. It's a free group, free community. It's in the description, and we have monthly workshops where you can join us and learn how to write. So let's jump back in here and look at where we left off last time. So we had pulled out, or I had pulled out some titles, and whether we like, come back here, whether we like it or not, we're going to just hit that. And then the next step is, again, I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes, and that's all that we're going to work on. So 10 minutes starts now. So now that I have these titles, I have to think of, what could I turn these into? Like, what is my favorite title out of this? So I have So Stupid, Mess It Up, Blush, Turn Away, As Much As I Do, Overreact, How Things Went Down, Can't Rewind, Falling on Your Face, In Front of a Crowd, Oopses and Mistakes, If Things Didn't Go As Planned, Stories to Tell, Whether We Like It or Not. This Oopses and Mistakes stands out to me because it seems quite original, and I haven't really heard anybody really do it. So now the next step in this process is to start thinking about, what is the song going to be about? So what I do is I make an outline here. So I put verse 1, I put the chorus, I put verse 2, I put the chorus, I put bridge, could be a third verse as well, but I usually like bridges. But this is just a start. I can always change what the outline of the song is, but I like to start with trying to figure out, how do I move this oopses and mistakes through the structure of the song, and how do I make it advance the story as it goes on? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plop it into where the chorus is, because we know that's the hook, right? That's going to be what it all circles around. So now I have to think of, what could verse 1 be? Maybe this is, I feel like lately life is just a bunch of oopses and mistakes. So this is lately, this is more recent. So everything's been going that, and maybe the second verse then is kind of flipping that on, but maybe I think there's a way out of all these oopses and mistakes, or maybe I'm putting too much, but maybe I am caring too much about oopses and mistakes. And then going back to kind of what I had written up here last week, maybe the bridge is something about, would life be as interesting without oopses and mistakes? So that's kind of a different angle, right? I feel like lately life has just been a bunch of oopses and mistakes, but maybe I'm caring too much about oopses and mistakes. Would life be as interesting without oopses and mistakes? So I like that for now. I'm going to start thinking about how that goes, right? I'm going to keep that as sort of my general outline for now, right? But then now what I'm going to do is start looking for some interesting words that fit with my title, right? So we have the oo sound. So we have the oop, and then we also have the, I'm just going to drop this down onto the other page so it looks nice here, but I'm just using Google Docs. That's my friendly Google Docs here. So oop, and then we also have mistakes. So we have the mistake. It's weak, strong. So we have the ache rhyme. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here and I'm going to go to rhymebrain.com, which is, I know a lot of people use Rhyme Zone. I actually like RhymeBrain quite a bit because it's a little bit sleeker, not quite as messy as Rhyme Zone. I don't know if the functionality is any different, but it just looks better. So now I'm going to type in oop and see what we come up with. It's probably just going to say poop, right? There it is, poop, snoop. But I'm thinking through like this subject matter of oopses and mistakes. And this all started from embarrassment. So there's a little bit of a theme of embarrassment and things going on too. But let's take a look at, here's a cool word, boo-hooed. And the idea here is to come up with ideas for words that match the title from a rhyming perspective, but also just to come up with sort of a lyric palette so you can kind of start putting together ideas and I can start having some thought process of the hook, right? So embarrassment, I kind of like the word electrocute. That could be an oops, right? If you electrocute yourself. I saw the word corkscrewed, but the word screwed would be good because you could screw yourself. Let's see, what else? Reduced, unproved, honeymoon, weatherproof, introduce. Confused, that's a good word for an oops. And notice I'm not just picking any word that rhymes. I'm looking for words that relate to my concept. So here's one that's goofed. Goofed would be a good one. What about... Actually, this is kind of funny, but the word poop might be like, poop. I made a mistake, right? That might be kind of cool. Improved. Let's change a different word and see if it pulls up anything else. So like room. Ooh, costume might be a cool word somehow. You know, sometimes when you get embarrassed, it might feel like you're wearing a costume. Embarrassment might hang on you like perfume. Let's see. We have immune. That's kind of a cool word. Are we really immune? And again, this is all about spending just 10 minutes at a time working on songwriting. And a lot of people say they don't have that much time, but I think we could all take 10 minutes. And I hope this shows you that you can do some digging around and exploring hooks and concepts. Ooh, gloom. I missed that word before. And right now, what I'm doing is what Pat Pattison would call making a worksheet, which he talks about in his Writing Better Lyrics book. So let's see. Maroon. At first, I thought it was moron. Moron would be a good word for this song, actually, but it doesn't necessarily rhyme, but something to think about. So now let's go to the ache. Let's go to the ache rhymes. So I'm just going to type in the word rake. And let's see, like, Fake popped up. That's a cool word. That's a perfect rhyme. Um, let's see. Quake. You could be so embarrassed or nervous that you quake. Um, they have shiitake as shitake. Overtake. That's a good word. Let's change to a different word. So let's change it to rate and pull up some different words. Because that would be a family rhyme. Rate and ache, right? So that's a family rhyme. They're both in the plosive family. Insulate. That might be a cool word. And I'm just kind of scanning with my eyes to see what comes out of some of these words. Inflate. And then there's some other words that come down here too, like afraid. That might be a good word. And again, I'm using the lens of my topic to do this. And that's our timer. That is our timer for this episode, kids. So that's another 10 minutes of how to write a song 10 minutes at a time. If you're digging this, hit like, hit subscribe. Also, be sure to go in the description and sign up for my free online workshops. Join the Meetup group. It's completely free. You just have to register with meetup.com. And I do at least monthly workshops and teach you a lot of different songwriting tools and techniques. And I have different writing challenges and things as well. And if you want to check out the last episode where we started this process, definitely check out How to Write Song 10 Minutes at a Time, Part 1. This is Part 2. And next week, we're going to have Part 3. So we're going to start where we are today and continue this journey through writing this song. So thanks for joining. We'll see you next time.